Hello everybody, welcome back to Scrappy Adam. Welcome back to day 10 of 30 days of sketches with Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. We are on to day 10 and a third of the way through series 14 of 30 days of sketches, which is a bit crazy. Not sure where these 10 days have gone, but there we go. Today's sketch is this one by Sarah Davis, and it's quite a minimalist one, so we're going to go all out with lots and lots of paper layers. I've basically just raided the scrap straw for this. So let's see what we've got. We've got a photo of Mick, Tom and myself masked in an arcade when we went on a bit of a road trip. This was sort of in between lockdowns during COVID, hence why we're all wearing masks and whatnot. And in terms of embellishments, what do we have? We have got a couple of acrylic pieces. We have got some title pieces from Doodlebug. So we've got Good Times and Dynamite. We've got some Amy Tan pieces, Happy Days, Perfect Day. Got a couple of Obed Marshall flowers, I think. Got this piece, which I've been trying to use for so long. I think it's from an old Simple Stories collection. So we'll see if we can use that. We've got a little flag banner having a blast. And then some Doodlebug speech bubbles, which are... Well, we've got Heart, Love This. Then Friends Stick Together, Family Fun. We Make a Great Combo, A Happy Day, and Making Memories. So all very nice and cheerful sort of embellishments. I have got a sheet of 12 by 12 white cardstock, which is Craft UK from Amazon. I find that is the best smooth white cardstock. For textured, it's generally American Crafts, which you can get like a 60 pack on Amazon, really cheap. And then we've got loads of scraps. So we have got a bit of Disney, but we're going to, obviously, if we use it, I'm not saying we're going to use all of these, but we've got all the stars going on. We've got some clouds. We've got some hearts. We have got some Bella Boulevard, some Vicky Boot Vellum, Vicky Boot stars, Bella Boulevard paint swatch things, some Cocoa Vanilla stars, a bit of a Paige Evans paper, a bit of a Paige Evans paper with the branding strip still attached, some Paper House Productions, a couple of these which are gold foiled. These are from Bella Boulevard, as is this one, and that one actually with the paper planes, and that one. And then finally a couple of circle as well. So loads and loads of pattern paper. I'm going to roughly follow the sketch, but obviously, you know, it's me. I'm going to put our own spin on it. The only thing I am going to do, because the sketch has a portrait photo, as you can see, so we are going to turn it, and we're going to have all of the paper strips up here, and then this little bit I might rotate to here. We'll see. We'll see how we get on. So, I am just literally going to layer these papers up, I think. And what I thought is we would just, as I say, we're just going to layer them up without worrying too much about the design of it, because I think as we layer them all up, things will sort of slot in. That's the plan, anyway. Whether that works. So that's the kind of thing I'm going for. I do need to... Let's just get rid of them. I need to decide which one is going to be our base, which will be the 12 by 12. And I think it's going to be this one, which is the Bella Boulevard. It's from the Make Your Mark collection. So this one is going to go here with a little strip free at the top. So that's that one. And then I'm just going to start building, really. Now, I'm not going to think about it too much, by which I mean we are going to commit with glue, paper, what do you call it? Tape straight away. Because otherwise, that's where we start questioning, ooh, do we want this, do we want that, do we want this? So I am just going to go straight in and get all our layers on. So we are going different to the sketch, as I'm sure you guys would expect, but we are sticking to the general idea of the sketch being lots of strips and layers. I am going less strips and more whatever shape it is, really. So we've got lots of squares and rectangles going on initially. So we're going to build up lots of layers. I do want to use these with the gold foiling. That's going to highlight the gold foiling in our first piece. So that's going to be another 12-inch strip coming right across all of them. Then I'm going to use one of these circles. Let me just trim a bit of that off. Lift this up a bit, so that's going to go under there. And what else shall we use? Let's see. So I want to use that, I think. Let me see. Okay. So I'm just going to trim a bit off this one. So for this one I've just trimmed all of the red off. And then that's going to sort of come on here. Like so. That's going to go in the bin. We've got a little strip of this star paper, which is a little bit shiny. It's from Scrapbook Customs in America, so I know it won't be for everybody because it's got that sheeny shine on it, but I personally don't mind it. Okay. And you will notice that we're going to end up covering a lot of the paper, and that's fine. That's kind of what happens when you do so many different paper layers. Now with this one you will wonder why I have put adhesive on it and then not stuck it down. So this one I've actually taken from the scraps of a mini book that I'm making, and it's already got a scored piece, so I'm actually going to make this a piece that turns up. And then what we're going to do then is add a long bit of journaling inside, which I will add the area for the journaling with you guys, and then I will do the journaling at a later stage as we do. So I'm going to use this side of this one just to get another shade of blue. So that needs to go. I might put this here actually. Okay, and then we do still have that. I don't think we're going to use that or that. I am going to use this. That's going to tuck behind there. And let's see. Going to use this as well. That's going to come on here, go right across, and then we'll just cut that bit off. Pop a bit of adhesive there. It's very cold today, hence why I've got my big fluffy snuddy on. Okay, then we've got these two pieces, which I am going to tear this one like so. So I want to keep the branding strip intact on this one, like so. And then we've still got that, which we could use on another layout, the butterflies and the green. So this is Paige Evans Splendid number 21. And that is just going to come on top of there. And again, we'll just turn that over and trim that piece off. I do like all the different layers. We have, of course, gone off piece with the sketch quite considerably now, and that's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up about that. So what I need to do is, because I changed my mind, didn't change my mind, but I forgot, I've actually put adhesive on this. So what we're going to do is use a bit of white cardstock to cover this. So let me just get that. Okay, so I have cut a piece of white cardstock and just covered that. So I'm going to put adhesive on this flatty bit. I have doubled it up there. And then this is going to go on top here. So about there. So now that is our layers complete. It is full of colour and all sorts of different shapes and styles, and I love it actually. Really love it. Yes, it doesn't look exactly like the sketch, but the sketch has inspired it, and that's good enough for me. The sketch is very minimal. Adam does not do minimal. This is my take on being minimal. This is a minimal layout. So then what we do is we can lift this up, and now we have a piece for journaling. Now here I've cut out another piece of cardstock, which I'm going to stick there. And then I need to decide whether I will add another photo at a later stage, or whether I'm just going to do a mammoth amount of journaling. I don't know yet. Now what I'm going to do before we stick the white cardstock here, I am going to add another circle, and that is just going to come about here. So you're not going to see much of it, and that is okay. I don't want you to. I'm going to stick that there so that when that closes you don't actually see that. So now you can lift that up and we have that. One thing I am going to get that I have not put in my page kit is, in our newly organised die cut area, we have a whole box of labels and tabs. Don't worry about what it says on the boxes, I've not yet scribbled them out. But in here I have a whole host of tabs. And I mean, like, they are from all sorts of different collections. This is how I am sorting out a load of my ephemera, which I will go through with you when I do my craft room tour. So what I'm going to do is we have that one. Let's see, which one do we want? Let's see. We've got this one from Doodlebug. I wanted one that had doubled over. Oh, this one. That'll do. So I'm going to use this one, and I'm simply going to fold this over like so, if I can. There we go. And then pop adhesive inside it. And then I'm going to pop this on here about, let's see, about there. Like so. Okay. And now we have ourselves on here a little tab for pulling up our little booklet. And it just makes it more pronounced that that's an area that is interactive. Please look, please pull up, that sort of thing. I am also going to add a staple or two to that, just to give a bit of extra texture. And there's no staples in there, wouldn't you believe that, eh? But, you know, we are in the day and age of a very organised and tidy office and scrap room. So I can just open my desk drawer, and here we have some staple refills. So I'm just going to add a couple there. Again, it's not really there for a purpose, it's just there for a bit of texture, and I love the way that looks. What I will probably do is find another photo, maybe a half photo there, and then do lots of journaling here. But for now, we are going to focus on the main layout. So here is our photo. It is printed with a white border. So I'm not going to mat it. We've run out of tape again. I need to order some more actually today. That is going to go in the middle of... actually... So there is no... On the sketch there is no title, as in like the title hasn't been situated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the photo in the middle of left and right, but to the top, if that makes sense. So it's centralised here, not including this part, but it's further up here, and then we'll be able to add our title. I actually really love how this is looking, and I love that we have that interactive piece, which is dead easy. You saw all you would need to do is score 1/2 inch bone folder to make sure you get the proper crease, and you have an interactive booklet for your layout straight away. I would advocate doing that a lot more because you get a lot more photos. You could add 2 or 3 of these on top of each other and you have yourselves a little booklet to add loads of photos, and that one photo layout could suddenly become a 10 photo layout very, very easily. So this is going to go back in my stash. Now for this area down here, we may punch something out of here, but I'm also going to dive into this little box of labels. Now we have a lot of labels from DLS Design, L Studio, all sorts of ones. I don't know if they've still got it, but lstudio.com had a really good sale as well. So we have stocked up. Obviously it comes from America, so it does take a bit of time, but that is a-okay. So I'm going to add some labels. Oh no. I'm going to put some new adhesive in our tape gun, and then I will be right back. Disaster averted, we have a new refill in the tape. If you're in, and I've also ordered 6 new refills, but I've also ordered a new gun, because this is the old one. And it broke. If you recall, we had issues with my other one and I wasted about 3 refills. I did manage to send them back, so it's not the end of the world. So I do have this one, which I believe, yeah, the refill is messed up on that one. So I've got a new unit, and then I've gone for the Home Hobby refills, which are still made by Scrapbook Adhesives, but is their cheaper brand. They're not actually that much cheaper, but yeah. So if you're in the UK, Amazon is definitely the cheapest place for them. I think the refills are like £7 or £8, as opposed to £15 in Hobbycraft or online. And the actual unit's only about 15, I think. Anyway, back to what we're doing, and we have some labels coming down here. Now I don't want that star on show, hence why it's going at the bottom, and we're just going to layer up a couple of labels down here. So we're going to start with this, like so, and then I'm going to put this yellow one. So all the colours that we have in our layout I'm representing in our label cluster, and I'm just going to trim off that. As you know, I do come off the page quite a lot. I just think it extends your layout nicely. So we've got that going on down here. Half of that star is on show, which isn't ideal, but I'm sure we've got a little label that we can use down there. Got these lovely ones with navy blue from DLS Designs. Some of them have little hearts on, so let's see. That's a little bit too thick. Okay, I'm going to use this blue one. It's going to cover a lot of the yellow label, but that's fine. There we go. Love that little cluster going on there. Trim off that. So that is our little cluster down here. Now what I am going to do is get my circle punch. This is a 1.5 inch circle punch, and I think it's just the Vaseline Creative from Amazon. I think that's what it's called. And I'm going to punch out one of the aeroplanes and then a couple of the Vicky Bootin circles from the vellum. So we've got this one, and then let's have, oops a daisy. This is what I did with a whole sheet of this. I bought quite a few of the vellum, as I'm sure you're not surprised to hear. And I just punched out a whole sheet of it. Then you've got instant embellishments, which I love. So we're going to tuck in one of these down here. Just under there. And then I'm also going to tuck in another one within the labels themselves, so maybe here. So this one isn't really for anything other than a bit of embellishment. And then I am going to use this circle that we just punched with the planes, but I think we're going to put it up here instead. Just because I don't feel like we need more down there. So we're going to tuck that one in there. Okay, let me get rid of these tabs, unless there is... we may use something else in there, so I'll just keep them in the corner of my eye. Now looking at the embellishments that we pulled in, one thing I'd want to use is this. I love it, and I've been desperate to use it for so long. So we're going to use it with a flare and a foam pad. So for the flare, I think, I'm not sure, Snapshots, that's quite a good one with the green. Maybe that one, or the blue Good Times actually, that works a little bit better. So let's use that. So these ones are plastic. I sometimes prefer plastic, but we do metal only now as well. So what we're going to do is actually stick this with adhesive just about there, and then overlap where all the circles overlap with the flare just there. Nicely done. So that is that little cluster perfected. And now moving on to embellishing. Again, Sketch doesn't really give us any embellishment clusters or anything like that. So just because it doesn't have any doesn't mean you can't do any. It's just about putting your own stamp on it. So we are going to add some. I'm going to add a couple of foam dots to this flag banner, whatever you want to call it. I always get confused. Is it a flag? Is it a banner? Is it a banner flag? I don't know. What do we think? I'm going to put that up here. It's blue on blue, which I like. And then in terms of our title, so it was either Good Times, Happy Days, Perfect Day, or Dino-MiteFriends. And I quite like the idea of Dino-MiteFriends, because it's a little bit funky. So, what we're going to do is, we're going to do that. Excuse me. So I'm going to use some Nouveau Deluxe. We're still trying to get the last dregs of this one out. So coming in with just a little bit here. There we go. I'm not going to place the acrylic piece on our flippy flap, just because it'll give that quite a bit of weight. So we're going to place that in this bottom corner, and we're going to line it up with the bottom paper, but bring the S off onto the white cardstock. So that's just going to sit there nicely, and then our dynamite we are going to place down here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to float off part of it. So that's going to come like so. That bit's going to sit atop of that, so when we lift that up, our title comes up as well. So there is our title, Dino-MiteFriends. Love it. Let's add a couple of flowers down here. Not many, just a couple. We will add another one within that to create a little cluster. There we go. These are Obed Marshall florals, I think. They certainly give me that vibe, and the quality of them, they're like a shiny card. I'm sure they are. Can't talk. I'm sure they're Obed Marshall. So then we've got Happy Days, Perfect Day. Good Times I'm not going to use just because that was 2 title choices, so we've gone for that one. I don't think we're going to use this unless we want to pop that within this little cluster up here maybe. Okay, that kind of works, so let's do that. Just taking the back off. Or actually this could work as a little piece here. I quite like that there actually, which I know a lot of people will say, oh well that's a bit strange, and it is, but it's fine. So we're just going to add a bit of glue. There's so much glue left in this and I nearly threw it away because it was getting impossible, but just store it upside down and it's got tons more in there. Okay, so that is going to go there, so I'll just hold that down for a minute. There we go. Following on from yesterday's heavy mixed media layout, it's spent some time sat under a heavy stack of books and the photos have now stuck. It's getting a bit worried with them. I'm not sure if we're going to use these 2 pieces, but I am going to use some of these speech bubbles. Does anybody else have a whole stack of Doodlebug speech bubbles? I literally have a whole box of like this full of them, and I've discovered I don't use them, and I don't know why, so we're going to try and use at least a couple on this layout. So I thought they would be quite fun just to add as little accents. So we've got this one here, kind of doing the tone on Tony. We make a great combo. Now we could add another one actually. Friends stick together. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? You know who your real friends are. So let's add a bit of foam to this. I am using the waste of the foam as well. That is the part that isn't the foam dot. And I'm going to stick that over here just to give us a bit of a tone on tone feel. I thought this would be a quick video. It's actually turned out to be quite a long video, but there we go. And then we've got making memories. Again, I'm going to use a bit of foam on there. If I can get that off, that would be great. Thank you. There we go. So let's pop that there. I like the way that they are just adding pops. I am going to use another one question is, let's add the family fun. Because families come in all shapes and sizes at the end of the day. So what we're going to do there is actually add it like that, so it doesn't look like it's a speech bubble. But then when we open up our interactive piece, that didn't work, did it? There we go. When we open up our interactive piece, you will see it is indeed a speech bubble. And then let's see. We don't really have any pink, so I'm not going to use that. And I don't think we need any more red. In fact, I'm going to add that there, just to carry a bit of the red that we've got here and here over to here. I'm only putting adhesive on half of it, so that when we lift up our interactive piece, it lifts with it. Does that make sense? And then these pieces will go back in my stash. And now to finish us off, I'm going to add a couple of enamel dots, which I haven't put in my page kit because we have just too many. So let's see. We have got so many enamel dots, it's crazy. We've got these, I don't know what brand they are, but they're colours that match, so let's use them. So we'll have a red, a blue and a yellow down here. Let's add a red, a green and a blue over here, and then let's add a pink. It's more of a red pink, so it just picks up on that part, a blue and a yellow up here. They tie in quite nicely with the gold dots up there as well. So we've got 3 clusters of them. Then I'm going to open this, and in preparation for having more photos or journaling, I am going to add 3 in here. And what I think I might actually do is pull back in the Good Times title piece and a couple of labels, and we'll just create ourselves a little cluster up here ready for adding our journaling, which, as I say, I'll do off camera just because it's quicker and this video is already long enough. Okay, I just saw, okay, never mind. So we've got some tickets and we've got the Good Times piece, so I'm going to start with these 2. So we've got this one and this one. Then I'm going to come in with a blue around about there, and then another blue and one with a camera icon. So that's going to go there. I'm going to put this one down here, and then our title I'm going to layer in just there. So then what I will do is add some journaling here, and maybe another photo, maybe not, but we've prepped inside there as well. We've got this label, no, that can go there, that's going to go back where it came from. Where did it come from? In there. And that's going to do it. That is day 10 of 30 days of sketches complete. Tomorrow is day 11, so I look forward to seeing you all then. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.